This is LOS 19E of economics. In this LOS, we'll talk about the roles and objectives of central banks. Let's start our discussion with roles of central banks. First role is central bank is sole supplier of currency. As printing of money is a responsibility of central bank, so whatever currency is required in the country that would be supplied by the central bank provides the banking services to the government. It acts as a regulatory authority, and hence it talks about the risks and reserve requirements of banks. Then central bank is a lender of last resort. As central bank can supply the money, they can print the money, so whenever there is a crunch of cash, central bank can provide the lending. Fifth one is it maintains the foreign exchange. This is important role because appreciation or depreciation in the currency would result into the reduction or increase in the GDP based on the increase or decrease of net exports. Then last one is it conducts monetary policy. Monetary policy's main role or main objective is to keep prices stable and improve the economic growth. So keeping the prices stable and achieving the economic growth is a big task. So these are the 6 roles of central bank. Now understand the goal of central bank. Main objective of central bank is to promote the economic growth while keeping the price level at stable level, that is called that inflation should be at low level. And to achieve this goal, there are some tools. These are the 3 tools that are available to attain such goals. First tool is bank rate, that is called as discount rate. It is a rate of interest with which a central bank charges on loans and advances to commercial banks and other financial intermediaries. Lower interest makes reserves less costly and it encourages the lending, and hence there is a decrease in the interest rates. And when central bank increases the bank rate, that time reserves becomes more costly, and hence commercial banks discourage lending, and hence interest rates would go high. Second tool to achieve the goal of central bank is cash reserve. It is a percentage of deposits that banks retain in cash or deposit with Federal. So when cash reserve is increased, then it decreases the funds available for lending and hence increases the interest rate. And when cash reserve requirement is decreased, that time it increases the funds available for lending and hence it decreases the interest rates. And third tool which helps the central bank to achieve their goal is open market operations. Open market operation refers to the money supply by buying or selling of treasury securities in open market. When central bank buys some securities, then money supply will increase as cash replaces the securities and hence the interest rate decreases. On the other hand, if central bank sells some securities, then cash is sucked out and hence money supply reduces, which results into the increase in interest rates. So we can say the open market operations is Federal's most commonly used tool to achieve the federal funds target rate. Now understand how central bank use their third tool, that is open market transaction, to influence the interest rates. If central bank wants to decrease the short term interest rate, in that case they will buy the securities in open market, which will increase the real money supply and bank reserves, and hence it will further increase the real money due to the multiplier effect, which shifts the real money supply curve towards the right. And as there is excess money supply, hence it will result into the decrease in interest rates. Let's understand this phenomenon by using this graph. This is a graph between interest rate and real money, that is quantity of money. demand for money is downward slope curve, and money supply is vertical, which is perfectly inelastic. So money supply is increased from MS0 to MS1. So if money supply will increase by buying of securities by the central bank, so the demand for securities will increase, and as demand for securities will increase, it will result into the lowering of interest rate. So this is how the central bank influence the interest rate. Based on the discussions till now we will solve some questions. This is question number 1. The central bank is least likely to perform the following functions. Here we have to find out which is not a function of central bank. First one is fiscal deficit control. This is the responsibility of government. Monetary policy control. Yes, this is a role of central bank. Currency circulation control. This is also related to central bank. And exchange rate control, this is also related to the central bank. So only fiscal deficit is a responsibility of government out of these 4, and second, third and fourth option is related to the central bank. So the right option in this case is option C. Now let's discuss question number 2. Which of the following events are most likely to happen when Federal raises the interest rate? Option A says the dollar falls and net exports decrease. B, the dollar rises and net exports decrease. And option C is increase in investments. So as there is increase in interest rate, so cost of capital to the businesses will increase, and hence investments will decrease. Okay, so this option is wrong. Now as interest rate has increased, people will get more returns by investing in local currency, and hence there would be appreciation of dollar. So dollar rises, and as there is appreciation in dollar, the exports will become less competitive, and hence net exports will decrease. So option B says the dollar rises and net exports decreases. This is a right option when there is increase in interest rate by Federal. So option B is right option here. This is the end of LOS 19E. In this LOS we talked about the roles of central banks and objectives of central bank, and what are the tools. There are 3 tools which help the central bank to achieve their objective. One is bank rate, second one is open market transactions, and third one is reserve requirement. Thank you.